What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the channel. I'm Mr. Mandalorian, and I've been really excited to do this figure review. And I've had this figure for about a week now. I got him last week from a guy named Frank on a Black Series collector page on Facebook, and we were able to strike a deal, and I got him for a really good price. I got him for 50 bucks. Technically new in box, but the guy, he did cut the top of the package off so it would keep shipping down and free basically. So yeah, I was able to score him for 50 bucks, man. And this has got to be the best Kenobi in the line, no doubt, obviously. But this face sculpt is, man, it's damn near perfect. It pretty much is perfect. The likeness to Ewan McGregor is very respectable, very good face application here. And the photo reel, it sucks that they couldn't take this head, and they took the time to retool a new head for this Clone Wars Kenobi. But when they archived the old Episode 3 version of Obi-Wan on that old school, on that super old, outdated mold body, they applied the photo reel, but they didn't update the scale of his head. So he's got that real small peanut looking head. But this one is perfect, dude. Proportions, now this is the only bad thing about this figure, because standing here, that's a handsome dude. Ewan McGregor, but no, seriously, Ewan McGregor's a handsome guy. But this just captures Obi-Wan perfectly. The only thing I can really say is that this is on the old 2020 Phase 1 clone body. So it is, articulation is somewhat limited. The knee pads are glued to the top of the shin so they don't move. They're not like the free-floating knee pads where it covers the knee when you bend it. And you got to be careful with the elbow pads because you can pinch the plastic, and somewhat limited articulation in the arms as well. But so as far as dynamic poses go, you can get him into some cool positions, but this is all I need him to do. And I was super happy to add him to my Clone Wars section of my shelf. I really wish I had Anakin, the Clone Wars version of Anakin. They're both Target exclusive. That also came out with Clone Pilot Hawk and ARC Trooper Echo, and the really old school reference packaging from the Clone Wars first aired, and it was the 3.75 inch figures. But this is kind of like, I feel the same way about this figure that I do about Jabba. I just can't believe that I finally own this figure. Been collecting close to 2 years now, and Black Series that is, and I'm just super stoked. I've wanted this ever since I first seen it collected, and then I realized the price shot up like it did. But yeah, dude, I am extremely happy with this figure. Highly recommend it if you see him for a decent price, because aftermarket he has shot up quite a bit. It's hard to find him for pretty much what I was very happy to find him for 50 bucks, but I've seen him go up for as much as like 80 or like 75, and about as low as 55 in box. So very happy for the price that I got him for as well. A little bit out of my budget for a figure, but I had to do it for General Kenobi, man. It was so worth it. I couldn't hold out any longer, man. I needed some Obi-Wan representation on the shelf that wasn't that crappy old version of Episode 3 Kenobi in his robes. So I'm going to get him off the table, and we'll get a closer look at his details and paint and stuff like that. So the one thing I'm going to go ahead and start off with, his right hand, is the grip hand is a little loose. So the lightsaber is, it's not very tight in this one. It's a little bit better in the left hand, but it won't fall out or go anywhere. It's just a little, you can see it's a little loose, but it's not going anywhere. Go ahead and pop this out of his hand, get a closer look. So here is Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. Got a really, hold on, sorry y'all, let me get a focus here. There it is. Pretty nice blue. This is much better than the version that comes with the Episode 3 version that was archived. I believe it was originally an orange line figure. Maybe like, I don't know, 2014, maybe 13, I can't remember. And then here's the hilt. Some good paint. I feel like this part right here on the front where it switches, I feel like that's supposed to be gold, so I don't see any gold on it. Unless that's how it is in the Clone Wars, but everything else looks pretty accurate. Yeah. So that's his lightsaber. This blue looks nice. That's a decent blue, even with my hand behind it. Yeah, it looks good. And then on to Kenobi himself. And look at that face sculpt, man. Look at that photo reel. There is this weird piece like right here. You can see like how, I don't know if it's just mine, but the sculpt right here on the beard is kind of like he was trimming. kind of left the piece. The mirror was a little foggy, but you don't really notice it when he's looking down. It's very minuscule, and I'm not worried about it at all. Try to get a better look at it. Kind of see right there how it is. Kind of covers his lips. I'm not sure if a lot are like that, but that looks really good, man. See, like that, it's not a big deal, man. Especially from far away. The hair looks nice. He's a little more blonde. This looks a little blonde. I feel like I could be a little more brown, but I like the sculpting of it. It looks really nice. Got that Ewan McGregor part. Yeah, his hair looks very nice. So does the beard, actually. Very nice sculpting. Got the awesome Jedi insignia here on the shoulder. Very cleanly applied. Looks very nice. Got his clone armor and his Jedi robes here. I like this brown they used on the belt here. Nice sculpting pouches and stuff like that. Looks very good. Back of the figure. Very nice. This is like a soft plastic, very malleable, so it doesn't inhibit with his legs too much. Got some nice robed texture on it. And these are from the Phase 1 legs. The Phase 1 clone trooper. So those are the same exact legs. And the same arms. Obviously. But yeah, so let's look at the articulation now. All right. And for splits, we can get a pretty full split here. And the way that it's cut on the sides and this rubbery plastic, it doesn't inhibit at all. His legs go right through the slit there. He can, did some ab, might as well do ab crunch as he's doing like that. Got some ab crunch, not much. So I was trying to kick out his leg, but that's where this kind of gets in the way. But his leg can kick out. Wouldn't want to leave it that way though for long. Arms do rotate 360 degrees, but with this, any kind of issues that we've had with the Phase 1 Clone Trooper is what we're going to have with this one for the most part. And with these shoulder pads not being on the O-ring system, before that came along, it's just glued to the shoulder here. It kind of, you can't really see it because of his clone armor, but it wants to bunch up in there. Like I'm getting resistance right there. Right there. That's like, obviously you can really force it, but you see how it's kind of kinking up it's kind of folding up his shoulder armor. So if they were to redo this figure, it'd be really nice to see the O-ring shoulder pad system. That'd be really nice. And also the free float elbow pads and knee pads, because these are glued. Like I said, they're glued to the shin. So when you bend the leg, it doesn't cover the joint or the knee like it should. They're just glued. But it does bend to 90. And we got swivel. I'm pretty sure this one has thigh swivel. Yep, we do have mid-thigh swivel. Yep, right there. Both legs, obviously. But there is also pivot at the knee. And then the feet, his feet are very stiff. Oof. We can go down about that far, and kind of butts into the sculpt right there. And then we can go up about that far. So not terrible. And then we got some rockers on here. Yep. And for the arms, like I said, unless you really force it, like getting them out before I start feeling resistance in his shoulder pad, this is about as far out as I can get his arms. Now, obviously, you can push it. You can get him further past that, but you're going to kink up these shoulder pads. And obviously, you don't want to pose them like that over long periods of time because that will cause that plastic. If it stays like that, like if you left his knee out and this plastic was like this, and it just stays like that for a long period of time, it's going to start to stick to this mold, and then it's going to look all funky. So something to keep in mind with the harder plastic like this. But yeah, look, overall sculpt and the photoreal is really what knocks this figure out, man. That it just fantastic looking photoreal. Looks like Ewan. And we do get some good head tilt. This looks like a double neck peg. Yeah, it is a double neck peg. And the head does spin 360 degrees. He can look up about that far. He can look down a decent bit. Up. Now, so he can't really look up very much, actually. But he can look down a decent amount. So then his ab crunch is, ain't really much to say there. But that's pretty much it, man. We'll kick back. He's got some decent kickback. So right about there is his kickback. But man, this even though with this being the older clone body with this rubber robe overlay, just the appearance of the figure alone, just having him stand there is worth it to me. That Jedi insignia is very nice. I like the color they used on that, kind of like a burgundy color. But just a very good looking figure, man. Very well executed. It would be really cool to see this done on the new clone body, the 2023 retooled clone body it's got elbow swivel and bicep swivel, which I believe is the first in the line. Oh, I didn't even go over the arms. I almost forgot. This is what I was saying with the elbow pads. Get a little zoom in here. So you see that joint there? Good deep cut. It's got the potential to have it. And then right there, you just don't want to start pinching. See how it's kind of buttoned into the bicep there? You want to do that too tight because you probably could pop that over time. But he can get to 90, and that's just before me like pushing it too hard. So you can get a good 90 out of that. And he does have elbow swivel. But yeah, if they put this on the new 2023 clone body with the better articulation, the O-ring shoulder pads, the free floating elbow pads and knee pads, and include bicep swivel, that would be amazing. That would be freaking awesome. But fantastic looking figure, man. I am so happy to have this on the shelf. Just a radical looking figure, man. It's so rad. So badass, dude. Almost forgot to mention the right hand. We got a vertical hinge, which is very favorable for lightsaber wielders. And we have a horizontal hinge on the left hand. Okay, so other than my favorite part, this may be my favorite part of my reviews, other than talking about the figure and stuff like that, checking it out. I love doing the side-by-sides because it just really brings the characters to life and makes them just feel more real, more lifelike. And kind of puts the scale in perspective for you, too. So, starting off here, we got the Clone Wars Kenobi next to the menacingly beautiful Asajj Ventress. Now we got Master Kenobi next to Master Windu. Now we got him next to Darth Maul from the Clone Wars Season 7. Looking freaking sick. And now we got Padawan Ahsoka next to General Kenobi here. And the one you and I have been waiting for, General Kenobi with Commander Cody. Looking freaking awesome, dude. I absolutely love this. Finally on my shelf, man. Y'all, this wraps up my figure review for General Kenobi here. And dude, obviously everybody, I don't even have to recommend this because everybody wants this figure. But I am just super pleased with the face sculpt. And like I said, it could have been on the new body, but it's whatever. I can look past that for how awesome it looks just aesthetically. I can look past all that just because of aesthetics alone. So, best Kenobi in the line for damn sure, even with articulation being limited. So, I'm extremely pleased to finally have this in my collection. Super great representation for General Kenobi. And yeah, he's finally on my shelf, man. So, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like if you enjoyed my review. Subscribe. I do a lot of Black Series reviews and other Star Wars content. I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. Hope you're having a good day or night whenever you're watching this. I'm super pleased with how my Clone Wars section is starting to look, man. Still got plenty more I'm ready to get, but I really like how this is looking so far. Thank y'all for watching.